So just a little video to show what's in store for the future. So we've got a hitchhiker snail on the nerite snail. That is something I would have never have seen myself. At this size, the bristlenose plecos are fine in here, but within a matter of weeks, I'll be moving them on. So I thought it'd come completely intact, but it's come with a chip. That is my finger, my little finger. What was that? A detritus worm or something else? This glass vase I got from Maxx was only $9.99, and currently I've got a bit of a fixation for glass vases, bowls, and setting them up without a filter, using only natural light, as you can see from this one here. That's a 6.5 litre jar, so this is definitely more than the jar behind me. And 6.5 litres is a good amount of water. It's not something you would want to keep fish in, but you could keep shrimp in it, which I'm doing. Hey, Mr. Shrimpy, fully focus on him. Do they eat shrimp? That is the question. Now I say you wouldn't want to keep fish in it. You could keep some very small species. So coming back to the vase, I'm not sure how many litres it is. I'm going to predict about 8 litres. The glass is quite thick, which obviously makes a tenner an absolute bargain for it. Clarendon, Watford, so I guess it's Chinese made. I guess that makes sense, and then it was shipped to Clarendon. But yeah, really clear glass overall and perfect for a little jararium. In addition to this jar, as you can see, I'm surrounded by a few different boxes. Now, there's another jar in here, which is a 8 litre jar, I believe. There's a fish tank in here, and there's a fish tank in here. So they packaged it fairly well. It took a while to come. This was I think this was an eBay purchase, or perhaps it was Amazon. I'm not sure. I know I'm struggling to say Amazon. Okay, it's well packaged. I think I do have some scissors somewhere. Where are my scissors? Where are my skizzers? There we go. I knew I was prepared. Oh, what I'll do as well is turn on the light for this little jar. It's a bit dull outside at the moment. There we go. You probably can't see that very well, but I'll show you that a bit later. I'm still not using my scissors. What am I doing? So this might become apparent as you watch, but I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD. So this looks promising. I really need a haircut. Okay, here we go, here we go. Is it going to be bigger or smaller than the Maxx purchase? Okay, the glass right off the bat isn't quite as nice. It's a bit, I don't know if you can see, it's a bit textured. It feels thick and heavy though, so it's a good sign. But we won't be using that lid. However, that's good that there's only a tiny little hole at the top. A tiny little hole at the top, because that will limit evaporation. And the more it evaporates, the more you get those nasty lines. Maybe I can put some kind of cover around this to make it look a bit more aesthetic. I'm not sure. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I can't expect perfect from a jar that was for $16.99, I want to say, something like that, which is about half the price of any other 8 litre jar that I've seen. So this is it next to the Maxx vase, and you can see it's probably got more iron in the glass because there's a tint to the glass, and it's also more textured, so yeah, not as good to look through. So I need to look out for more of these at TK Maxx basically. Okay, let's do a little test of the volume of water. 500ml jug. A litre one might have been easier, but this is a good size actually, so let's see if this is going to be the same volume. I guess it'll be slightly less, probably about 7 litres, 7.5. Let's see. Okay, roughly 500 there. Well, I knew that recording would be good because I forgot where I was. So that was 2 litres before. 2.5. 7,700 litres I'm going to call it. And that is dangerously close to going everywhere. It's going to go everywhere anyway. This is where siphons are your friend. Have I got a siphon with me? Where? Aha! Airline tubing. This has got hard and brittle over the years, so I'm just going to cut off the valve, and there we go. Maybe it's going to start then for some reason. Oh, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. Let's go. Let's go. That'll do. I'm not standing there all day. Oh, I got it down the floor. So stay tuned, because in the future this is going to become something. I'm not sure what. If you've got any ideas, drop them below in the comments. This one, I'm a little disappointed in it, in that it's not crystal clear. Anyway, let's do the tests. If that's 4, you can just tell the rest is going to be 8. That's 8 litres. So, yeah, very little difference. Basically the same. I'm just going to pick this one up and splash a little bit. It's good. Well, you can't see the mess, but there is a few dribbles on the carpet, but it's not too bad. That is how the jar is currently looking. Close the aperture down a bit so that you can see everything a bit more in focus. So you see there's the shrimp grazing away. Here is a snail. A zebra snail. And then if I go up top, we've got a bristlenose pleco. So that's the Anubius. That is the Rotala. It's doing really well. Loving the highlight. As you can see, the whole plant is pink. That is the HC. Not looking quite as healthy, but still doing well, I think. So there is the dwarf hairgrass. I'm just going to increase the exposure a bit, because that light is making my camera want to dull everything. Species of sword, which I forget what species it was, but it does grow incredibly large leaves, so I've had to trim a lot of the leaves off. Here's a better look at the sword. So what I will say is the jar looks better in person, because I think your eyes adjust for the refraction and distortion that the curved glass causes. Hey, there's a little bristlenose pleco. Where is he? At this size, the bristlenose plecos are fine in here, but within a matter of weeks I'll be moving them on, because they need a proper aquarium. Oh, there we go. There's two hanging out at the back. Let's see if I can get them from the top. There's one. You gotta love cherry shrimp. They have funny little critters. This is about as big as the males get. The females get, I want to say, around double the size, with chunkier bodies and deeper colours. So yeah, the plan is to get a load of female cherry shrimp and use these 3 males to get the party started. Off he goes. Ah, it's quite bright. Oh! Look at that mouth chomping away. Let's get some more light on him.